Hey guys, Vazzy back here, and today we have episode 7 of my NHL 24 Tampa Bay Lightning franchise mode. So in today's video, we have the second half of the season to get through. Currently we sit 24, 14, and 3. We are in a wild card spot. So in this episode, we are going to be taking that to the end of the year. We're going to go through the trade deadline, we're going to see if we need any moves, anything like that, and then we will get everything set up for the playoffs for next episode. Overall, for the most part, our team has been playing pretty good. I'm looking to maybe add one more bottom 3-ish defenseman somewhere in there. Maybe mess around with the bottom 6, but yeah, I don't know. We'll kind of see what happens with that. But with that being said, let's start simulating and let's get into the episode here. So we are going to be kicking things off here against the Edmonton Oilers here today. They look like they're doing alright this year. Wideman goes down to start the year. So that has been one thing. We have been having issues with injuries on the defense, just with the defense also being not doing the greatest overall, not being super consistent. So another defenseman going down is not the best thing right at the moment. But we'll call up Samorukov, throw him in there. And then yeah, we'll get Thompson up. Thompson, you know, I think he's done alright. But yeah, he should be a piece of the future, but yeah, we'll throw these guys in there. That looks good with me. So yeah, hopefully we start getting some of these guys healthy rather soon here. Cirelli's back. Yeah, that's huge. There's our second line center, as we've had Paul playing there for the last bit. Hasn't been amazing. We'll bring him back in a couple days here when he's fully healed. Probably after the Detroit game, I'm thinking. As we do beat the Wings there in the shootout 4-2-3. Let's get Cirelli back in there. So where do we have him here? So Finley can go up there and then to the fourth line. He's doing alright, not getting much time on ice. McCarron, again, yeah, you're not going to expect too much from him. So Cirelli is back. That is absolutely huge here going into the second half of the season. Yeah, he's definitely very important to that top 6 offensively and defensively, so that's huge. Also, looks like Wideman is on his way back. That is big. Yeah, the defense is definitely taking a bit of a beating here early on, so anyone we can get back here, the better, let's just say. And we will switch Vazzy and Oliphant. Wideman's still not ready to come back. We'll give him an extra night off. Bring him back against Detroit, I assume, here. As we do beat the Devils 5-1. Let's see. Let's switch the goalies here quick again. And then we'll throw Wideman on the probably second pair. And then we'll just move Thompson. He's -1. He's not doing too bad for a young guy just coming up to the NHL. It's not too bad. And up against the Red Wings here again. We do beat them by a score of 7-4. As yeah, we've really started to kind of separate ourselves from the pack. We're 28, 17, and 4. I know it's still midway through the season here, but you know, we're looking good. Team's playing good. Scoring some goals. Yeah, just winning some games. So nothing too much to do right now. Not a ton of micromanaging, but I don't know, just some stuff to keep an eye on. Samorukov didn't do great in his time, and again, as expected. But we do beat the Rangers. That's good to see. As we do inch our way here closer to the trade deadline here within the next 10 games or so. Up against the Senators, we lose 7-5. Looks like they're having a really good year. Maple Leafs just hit 31, 14, and 5. Morella goes down. That's not great. He is currently third line, so it's not the end of the world. We can probably throw McCarron in there and just throw him to the fourth line for now. Yeah, something like that. Paul, he can play wing, so I'd rather have Finley just to center there. Do beat the Leafs 5-2. We also beat the Canadiens 4-3. Morella's back. Again, we'll give him a couple days. Probably bring him back against the Jets. I'm gonna. Oh, or maybe not. We just throw him back in now. So McCarron goes down. Yeah, injuries have been definitely popping up a bit more this season. They have been more minor ones, which, hey, fingers crossed they stay like that. But yeah, we've been getting a bunch of smaller ones, at least early on here, so interesting to see either way. Back-to-back losses against the Blackhawks and the LA Kings, followed by a shootout win against the Winnipeg Jets. So we sit 33, 21, and 4. Take a quick look at the stats here, see how we're doing. Point Kucherov still well above point a game. Stammer right there, Hagel right there. Even Morelli, he's having a really, really good year. Cirelli, Groshev, Paul, Trennan. Only thing that's a little worrying, Stamkos and Cirelli's such a big minus, but, you know, team's playing good. Nothing too worrisome right now. Defensively, everything's looking pretty good. Even Thompson, he's looking not bad. Kulikov, -9. That would be the one guy I might look to move. Goalie's looking good as well. But yeah, Kulikov hasn't fit in amazingly, so I don't know. We'll look a little bit closer to the trade deadline, see how that all goes. And with that being said, I wanted to check out Hedman's extension here, see if it's gone up or down at all. Definitely gone down quite a bit. He was asking for 11, I believe, earlier in the summer, so yeah, that's much better. Let's try and get him on the 3-year extension. I believe that'll match him up with Stammer. 7.5 is more than fair for Victor. Yeah, I think that's a really good extension if he does accept. But, you know, let's simulate a couple days, get a couple games done, and see if he accepts that contract. Against the Canucks, we do beat them by a score of 3-2, and Victor Hedman does extend his contract with the team. That's absolutely huge, and that's a really good contract to get him on for not a crazy amount of term. Match him up with captain, so very, very happy with that, getting that done early for sure. So back to simulation here, a couple of wins, 9-3 and 7-3 against the Blackhawks and Devils. That's very good to see. But yeah, everything's looking pretty good here for the most part. Did want to switch those two quick, nothing too crazy. Get Allenfeld back in. And with the last game here before the deadline, let's jump in. Let's get a real-time sim game in here. We haven't done one of these yet this episode. And yeah, heading into the deadline, let's see how we play. 2-1 for us here. Kucherov, Groshkov. 4-1 now. Trennan and Morella also add. Yeah, it's definitely a good game against the Senators team, who really we could be seeing here in the postseason, depending on how it all goes down. But they're definitely in the mix. They're having a very good season, as we do make it 5-1 here. But yeah, we're looking, I think, pretty good here heading into the trade deadline. We're playing pretty good overall. And yeah, always heading into the deadline with a win is never a bad thing. So with that being said, there's Kulikov coming back. I don't know if he's actually going to get into another game with us, if I'm being totally honest. If there's a trade involving a defenseman who is rather cheap and effective, I definitely would like to add him to the squad. Just haven't been happy with his performance as of yet, and really that whole bottom pairing, so we'll see what's out there, and we'll see if there's any moves to make. Maybe look at a bottom 6 forward, I don't know, I'm still undecided on that, but let's jump into the deadline here and see what's available. Some decent names out there. I'm going to look for some trades, and I will cut back if I find something. So the first trade here I think might work is with the Dallas Stars, who currently are below 500. So they're not in the playoff race and probably selling off assets, which Esa Lindell is. So switching him for Kulikov. He's had a decent year on not a great team, and really we're only giving up a pick and a very low-end prospect. I think this is an absolute steal if it does go through. Let's see what they say. Trade rejected. They don't want to retain the salary. So that could be an issue that we do have here, as we are very close against the cap. I guess let's try the second. I don't want to go too much more than that. Again, trade rejected. Let's add a fourth. If they say no, that's going to be it for me here. Trade rejected. Okay, I'm going to look for something else here quick. So I did end up finding David Savard here on the Canadiens. He is a former Bolt. Again, he's a decent defenseman on a very 500 Habs team, so they would probably sell him off. And I'm offering them the same package, third and hay. They do accept the trade. So that's all I ended up really doing at the trade deadline here in the year 2 simulation. There was some stuff out there, but it wasn't really that big of an upgrade on what we currently had, so there's some of the moves that went down. But overall, yeah, just the prices were a little high on some of those top guys, and I think we have a pretty solid team. I didn't want to mess with it too much. Like I've been saying, I've wanted to add to that defense for a little bit now, so I think getting Savard was a very good move for us. And I already have him in the lineup here. I did a little bit of edits. Have him on the second pair here with Sergachev. Kept Thompson in for now. He's a +8 in 26 games. He's really impressed me early on, so see what the guy can do. Obviously a younger player making the lineup here as well. Got a couple of those this season, which is always very good to see. With that being said, let's jump back into the simulation and simulate this game against the New York Rangers. See how we can do with the addition of Savard. Not great, obviously, as we go down 3-0 here in the first, 4-0 after 2, and we just finish it. We lose 6-3. So not the best, obviously, but again, it's one game. That's going to happen, so let's keep inching our way here closer to the playoffs as Perbix comes back. Let him sit for a little bit. Lose to the Habs in the shootout, followed by another loss to the Blues in overtime this time. As we go against... Oh, I might have just claimed Mikkola. Oops, that's my bad. Another loss to the Panthers, so that's 3 straight. It's not great. Let's get Perbix in there. I think I'm going to take out Weidman, -1. Thompson's just done better so far, so let's make that quick change here. Get Perbix back into the lineup. Yeah, we need to start picking it up a little bit. We've been on a little bit of a losing streak here. I know it's not anything too crazy. So we lose again to the Panthers. Mete. No, I don't need Mete. Another loss to the Senators. Another loss to the Islanders. Have we won a game after the deadline? We finally beat the Flyers. We need to make some line changes here. Mix it up a bit. Let's move Hagel down to the second. Grosha. Yeah, that's good. Give Allenfelt some games here for a bit. And yeah, let's put Hedman and Sergachev. Let's just load up the top pairing. I think, yeah, we'll go something like that. Overall, yeah, it's not been great after the deadline here. Well, there's back-to-back wins, that's good. Against Florida here again, lose 5-1. So that's like 3 losses in 2 weeks against Florida. Not ideal, to say the least. We do beat the Sabres 4-3. Let's get Vazzy back in there. Had a couple of games off, a little bit of a rest for the guy going into the playoff time here. But yeah, let's get him back into the lineup as we go against Boston, who is at the middle of our division anyway. We beat them. Seems like the Atlantic is very competitive. I believe we're in a wild card spot with 43 wins in 77 games so far. It's not bad. Lost to the Devils as we do near the end of the season here. Switch the goalies here. I want to say for the last time. I don't know how many more back-to-backs we have. Let's see. Against the Senators. Yeah, I may as well just keep Allenfelt in here for these 2 games. Give Vazzy the last game of the season. 4-3 win over the Islanders against the Habs here. And we lose 4-1. Let's switch Vazzy out. Allenfelt out for Vazzy. And let's simulate this last game of the season here, heading into the playoffs. So we are, I saw, obviously confirmed to get back in. So let's put the lines kind of back where we are. Let's put Stammer on the first line. Haven't tried that in a couple of years. Yeah, he's been good. They've both been good. Let's throw Savard on the top with Hedman. Let's try and mix that up a bit. Just kind of try and balance it out a bit. So let's go against the Penguins here in the last game of the regular season. See if we can pick up a win heading into the playoffs. First period, 1-0, Stamkos on Jari. 3-0, Finley and Kucherov. It's very good to see. Up 3 here. 4 now, Stamkos adds another one, followed by Erik Karlsson on the power play. But yeah, looks like we're doing alright here heading into the postseason. Obviously, we want to have a much stronger run than we did last year. I believe we lost in, there's either 5 or 6, I don't remember at this point, but definitely want to do better than that. But yeah, 4-1 win on the final game of the season. It looks like we might be having a matchup against Toronto here. Let's see. Simulate to the playoffs. So we are facing the Toronto Maple Leafs in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. That should be a very, very interesting series. Obviously, it's been a year in between us playing them where they beat us in real life, and we didn't play them last year. Looking at some scoring stats here, obviously Cooch point, 100 points plus. That's good to see. Rella at 50. Grosha, 40 points in 67 games. This guy could have an outside shot at the Calder. Wow, that's really, really good. Finley did alright, 11 goals. Yeah, overall everything's looking pretty standard defensively. Very happy that Thompson did good as well. Looking at that. Savard, 1 goal, -3. Not amazing, but is what it is. It's not the worst addition for sure. And the goalies definitely ended the season strong for sure. Put up some good numbers there from both Allenfelt and Vazzy. It's very good to see. In the AHL, nothing jumping out. Kovalenko, he's definitely gonna have to make the team next year. Probably replace Trennan, I'm thinking right now. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, we definitely have some stuff coming up for sure from the AHL. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this episode of the franchise mode. I will see you guys all in the next one, where we will simulate through the Stanley Cup playoffs, starting with the Toronto Maple Leafs in round number 1.